Hello friends, this is the fifth lecture of unit alcohols and phenols. In our previous lecture we discussed about how alcohols can be synthesized from reduction of carbonyl compounds with lithium aluminum hydride, sodium borohydride, and also under catalytic hydrogenation condition. And in our previous lecture, the last lecture, we precisely discussed about behavior of alpha beta unsaturated aldehydes and ketones towards reduction with the lithium aluminum hydride, sodium borohydride, and catalytic reductions, like how they react with how they are reduced under different conditions and what are the products. Today we will discuss a very important reduction reaction which is can be used to synthesize alcohols from aldehydes or ketones. This reaction is called Mirvin-Pondoff-Verley reduction, or we can give its abbreviation as MPV reduction. So let us understand what is this reaction. This reaction is basically a reaction between a carbonyl compound. It can be, so I will write the reactants: carbonyl compound. It can be either aldehyde or ketone. Second reactant is isopropyl alcohol, and we need a catalyst. Third is catalyst, which is aluminium isopropoxide. So these are the various reagents that are required for this reaction, and this acts as a catalyst. Before starting this mechanism or what this reaction is all about, let me precisely or briefly define catalyst for you. So catalyst is a substance which changes, or we can say which alters the rate of reaction. Mostly it increases, it may also decrease, but generally it increases the rate of reaction. We can say it increases the rate of reaction, and the most important condition is that it remains unconsumed. So that means it is not consumed in the reaction, and it is required in very less amount. So these are some characteristics of a catalyst. So one should know what a catalyst means, and most important properties: it remains unconsumed. That means it is not consumed in the reaction. So today also we will see that how aluminium isopropoxide, it participates in the reaction. In one step it gets consumed, but in another step it gets regenerated. So overall it remains unconsumed. So let us quickly write the chemical equation. First, any carbonyl compound, aldehyde or ketone, I will denote by RC double bond O R dash, plus isopropyl alcohol is CH3 CHOH CH3. This is isopropyl alcohol. Now I will write the catalyst on the arrowhead because aluminum isopropoxide is catalyst, so it is better to write the catalyst on the arrow. So its structure, let us see what its structure is all about. Now if we remove this hydrogen from isopropyl alcohol, it becomes isopropoxide group. So we have aluminium isopropoxide, and valency of aluminium is +3. So its structure will be something like this. We have aluminium, oxygen, CH3 twice, O, CH, C, or we can simply write here CH3 3 twice. Similarly, OCH3 twice. So this is aluminium isopropoxide, and we can write it shortly as aluminium in the bracket oxygen CH3 group twice whole thrice, because this group appears 3 times. So this is how we write aluminium isopropoxide. So I will write here aluminium isopropoxide, which acts as a catalyst, aluminium OCH3 twice isopropoxide whole thrice. So this, under this reaction conditions, this carbonyl group, it gets reduced, and the product is RCHOH R dash plus acetone CH3CO CH3. So this is the overall reaction. This reduction is called MPV, Meerweens Pandolf Verley reduction, MPV reduction. But the problem here is that this reaction is reversible. That means these two reactants, when the concentration of acetone it increases, they also react with one another, and the products forms are again a carbonyl compound and isopropyl alcohol. So this reaction is a reversible reaction, so that's why we denote it as double arrow. And this reversible reaction step, its name is, this reversible backward reaction, it is called Oppenauer oxidation. Its name is Oppenauer oxidation. If the forward reaction is reduction, then backward is oxidation. So but today we will discuss only this forward reaction, which is MPV reduction. And in order to make more and more of this alcohol, if what we have to do, as it is a equilibrium reaction, so we can take the help of Le Chatelier's principle. It's a very important principle, Le Chatelier principle, which states that, or we can say according to this rule, if we remove one of the products, like it is easy to remove acetone, we can remove it by simple distillation. So what will happen, as more and more of acetone will be removed, this reaction will proceed in the forward reaction, and more of this product will be formed. So in order to keep this reaction in forward direction, what we have to do, we have to keep removing acetone by a process called distillation. So that is the overall reaction. So today we will discuss the mechanism of this reaction, how this aldehyde or ketone, if this R dash is H, it will be a aldehyde. So how this carbonyl compound, it reacts with the isopropyl alcohol to give you this secondary alcohol. If it is acetone, the alcohol formed will be secondary alcohol. If it is a ketone, okay, if it is aldehyde, it will be a primary alcohol. So let us now, in the next slide, we will discuss its mechanism. But before discussing the mechanism, let me tell you the first step is, we will see in the mechanism, the first step is we can say exchange of this hydride, or shifting of this hydride from this carbon to this carbon. That is the main reaction. So we can also say in this reaction hydride transfer takes place from carbon. So these are very rare reactions in which a hydride ion that shifts from a carbon. So generally if we have electron donating groups, they increases the hydride donation tendency. So if we have more and more of electron donating group, this hydride transfer would be easy. So now we will see the mechanism of this reaction in the next slide. So let us see the mechanism. Now we know from our previous slide that this is a reaction between a carbonyl compound and isopropyl alcohol. So what I will do, I will write as this carbonyl compound here, RCr dash double bond O. Now as I said, aluminum isopropoxide, it takes place in the, it is a catalyst and it participates in the reaction. So what it will do, it will bind with aluminium as oxygen has lone pair of electrons, so it is a Lewis acid. This site is Lewis base. Okay, because it contains a lone pair of electron, and aluminium, because aluminium isopropoxide, in aluminium isopropoxide aluminium is a trivalent and there are only 6 electrons around aluminium, so its octet is not complete, so it can take electrons, so it acts as a Lewis acid. Those compounds which can donate uh, lone pair of electrons, they are Lewis base, and those which can accept electrons, they are Lewis acid. So aluminum isopropoxide, it acts as a Lewis acid, whereas this carbonyl compound, it can act as a Lewis base. So they can bind the oxygen of carbonyl and aluminum of aluminum isopropoxide, they can bind by a Lewis acid base mechanism. So I will write it has 3 isopropoxide groups, O, CH, CH3 twice, O, CH, CH3 twice, and third I will write little bit differently, O, C, CH3, CH3. I have written it in a specific way so that we can understand this mechanism easily. Now what will happen, this hydride CH, H negative, a hydrogen with this electron, it will go to this carbon, this electron will go here and this bond will break. Actually this reaction takes place through a transition state. I will write the transition state here. Let us write the transition state. We can write the transition state as, suppose if we assume aluminium here, O, CH, CH3 twice, O, CH, CH3 twice. Now third is O, C, CH3, CH3. Now next is C, we have H. So what I have written, I have written this portion, this portion, this much portion of this reactant here. So I have written like this. Now what is left, this oxygen is bound to aluminium. So what we can say, we can write now this portion as oxygen, and we have C R and R. Now as we have said, this hydrogen hydride, it gets shifted here, so we have this bonding. Actually, basically, so this is a cyclic transition state. So this reaction takes place through a cyclic transition state, which have been validated by isotopic studies and other DFT studies, so which proves that the reaction takes place through a cyclic transition state. Transition state is a hypothetical molecule that we cannot isolate in a reaction, but this helps us to explain the mechanism of the reaction. So this is a cyclic transition state in this reaction. So let us see overall what has happened. This hydride has been shifted from this carbon to this carbon, and this mechanism shows that this carbon, we have to break this carbon hydrogen bond. Okay, this carbon hydrogen bond we have to break, and this carbon hydrogen bond here we have to make. So this mechanism shows that CH bond breaking and new CH bond forming. This CH bond breaking, this bond breaks, and this bond forms. So this is bond forming. These two steps, they are simultaneous, or we can say this step is concerted. So there is a technical term to denote such type of processes in which bond formation and bond breakage is simultaneous. So bond formation and bond breaking is simultaneous, and the reaction takes place through a cyclic transition state. So this is a concerted step in which, so overall what has happened, this hydride H negative has been shifted from this carbon. As I said in my previous slides, that in this reaction the hydrides get shifted from carbon. Okay, so as I said, this is the transition state, but this reaction is reversible. So what I can do, I can denote it by double arrow, as well as actually overall this to this. Now I will write the products. What will happen, what has happened after this what has happened, this carbon hydrogen bond has broken and hydrogen has attached to this carbon. So this is R C R dash as it is. Now hydrogen has attached to this carbon. Okay, now we have a single bond O. There is a new bond formation between oxygen and aluminium. We have O CH CH3 twice, O CH CH3 twice. Now this bond, it has broken, so now what is the product, acetone. So in order to make this reaction go in forward direction, we have to remove this acetone by distillation. Now from these steps, it indicates that aluminum isopropoxide, it has been consumed, but as I said, it acts as a catalyst. Now in next step, we have to regenerate this aluminum isopropoxide. That is done by adding isopropyl alcohol. So what happens is that CH3 CHOH CH3, what happens? This hydrogen goes to oxygen. This bond breaks and aluminium gets attached to this oxygen. So the product is RC R dash OH H. This is our reduced product, secondary alcohol in case of ketones. Okay. Plus this aluminium isopropoxide, it gets regenerated. Aluminium OCH CH3 twice, 3 times. It has 1 2, third comes from here, and sorry, third comes from this portion. So it comes aluminium isopropoxide. So overall we have got our desired product, secondary alcohol, if we do the reduction with isopropyl alcohol using aluminium isopropoxide as a catalyst. So this is the overall mechanism for this reduction reaction, which is Mirwin-Ponndorf-Verley reduction. Now so far what we know that in this is a reduction reaction. First thing that we know, this is a reduction reaction. Okay, second thing that we know, the reaction takes place through a cyclic transition state. Cyclic transition state. Next point that is important is that hydride shifts from carbon, and this step is concerted. Concerted means bond, the carbon hydrogen bond breakage and carbon hydrogen bond formation, it takes place simultaneously. Another advantage of this reaction is that this reaction is chemoselective. That is a very another important use of this reaction. But it means that suppose if, as we have already discussed in our previous lecture, if we have alpha beta unsaturated aldehyde or ketone, which we can denote like this general structure, C double bond C C double bond. This is a general alpha beta, this alpha position, beta position, alpha beta aldehyde or ketone. Now if we carry out its reduction, if we carry out its reduction with NaBH4, lithium aluminum hydride, or catalytic way, catalytic means hydrogen and nickel, what happens? Both C double bond O as well as C double bond C gets reduced. Both C double bond O and C double bond C are reduced, and the amount of two products forms, it may vary if what we use, whether we have used NaBH4 or lithium aluminum hydride or catalytic hydrogenation. With the lithium aluminum hydride, the product that dominates is with 1,2 addition product that we have already discussed in my previous lecture. So I have kept the link of that lecture in the description section. Please, you can watch that lecture, how alpha beta unsaturated aldehydes, they are reduced with sodium borohydride, lithium aluminum hydride, and under catalytic condition. Now the advantage of using MPV reduction. Okay, the advantage of using MPV reduction is that it reduces only carbonyl group and the product will be C. It does not reduce C double bond C, COH H. So this is a chemoselective reagent. So only this carbonyl group is reduced. So the advantage of using MPV reduction is that only C double bond O of aldehydes or ketones. Only carbonyl group of aldehydes or ketones gets reduced, or we can say it is a chemoselective reaction. So it is a very important and very easy reaction. So that was all for today. If we have to quickly rewind today's lecture, in today's lecture what we did, we basically defined MPV reduction, what does it means, and we saw it involves reaction between a aldehyde or ketone plus isopropyl alcohol CH3CHOH in the presence of a catalyst called aluminium isopropoxide. It is a catalyst. So this is the reduction reaction, but the problem is it is a reversible reaction, and the reverse reaction is called open air oxidation, but that we have not discussed in this lecture. And to make this reaction go in forward direction, we have to remove acetone, which is a product in this reaction. Acetone has to be removed by distillation, so that the reaction can go in forward direction and more of this carbonyl group it can get reduced. And then we discussed the mechanism of this reaction, and we learned that the reaction takes place through a cyclic transition state, and there is a transfer of hydride from carbon atom, C atom. Then we learned that this reduction is highly selective and it reduces only C double bond O group of aldehydes or ketones. So that was all for today. In our next lecture we will learn some other methods like reduction of carboxylic acid and esters to produce alcohols. So if you liked my lecture, please do subscribe and also share with your friends and other uh, people who want to learn organic chemistry. So thank you very much for your kind attention. Goodbye.